friends, I'm illusionist RAHUL and I welcome you all to the world of magic. Now you are one step closer to becoming a magician with this magic box. जैसा आपने magic box लिया है and और आप एक step और पास आ गए हैं एक magician बनने के लिए। तो शुरू करते हैं इस magic box की teaching। तो friends, जो पहली चीज़ जो इस magic box की सीखेंगे वो है ये magic wand. Every magician needs a magic wand for his show, so that's your major tool. Now, you can call someone from the audience. You can pick any one person from the audience, or your friend, your relative, or anyone that you like from the audience. You call him on stage. Then you say, "Okay, I'm going to do a magic with your magic wand." Now, you call him on stage. You can do this on his shirt or T-shirt, and there appears a rose. And you can that's one, and you can even appear the second flower from your magic wand. So this magic wand appears two beautiful flowers for the welcome act. तो ये जानते हैं इसका सीक्रेट कि ये दो फ्लावर्स अपीयर कैसे हुए मैजिक वैंड से। आप जब देखेंगे मैजिक वैंड तो इसमें ये जो दो फ्लावर्स हैं, देयर इज अ स्पेशल प्रोविजन, देयर इज अ स्पेशल डिजाइन जिस तरह से आप इन दो फ्लावर्स को उन दोनों साइड्स पर, साइड 1 एंड साइड 2, आप इसे इस तरह से इसे प्लेस कर सकते हैं और ये बिल्कुल अंदर नहीं जाएंगे बिकॉज द डायमीटर इज स्मॉल एंड इट हैज अ बेंडेड नेल हियर. सो ये अंदर बिल्कुल नहीं जाएगा, इट विल जस्ट कम टू द एंड ऑफ दिस पॉइंट. बट चिल्ड्रन हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल व्हाइल डूइंग दिस बिकॉज दीज पिन्स आर पॉइंटेड एंड when you call someone from the audience, जब आप उनकी शर्ट पे या टी शर्ट पे इस तरह लगा रहे हैं, इस तरह, तो जो ये पिन है, you just have to place it on the top of their pocket shirt or anywhere, just like this. So make sure आप उन्हें उसे all the way deep उनको चुभ ना जाए. So you have to be very very careful. So जब आप इसे place करते हैं, then आप इसे wand को you have to just pull it out और cover देने के लिए you have to keep your hand up. अब आप इसे बैंड को नीचे 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 खींचते रहेंगे तो फ्लावर, क्योंकि वहाँ पे आपने उसे प्लेस कर दिया पिन को, एंड द फ्लावर कम्स आउट ऑन इट्स ओन. यू आर जस्ट कवरिंग इट सो दैट इट शुड नॉट अपीयर कि इसमें से निकला. देन वंस यू आर डन, यू जस्ट से वन फ्यू मैजिकल वर्ड्स एंड और इसी तरह से ही आपने देन यू टर्न कॉल योर सेकंड ऑडियंस मेंबर. देन अगेन यू हैव टू प्लेस इट केयरफुली. देन यू पुल इट आउट, कवर इट विद योर हैंड. And once you're done, say 1, 2, and 3. Enjoy. Friends, the next magic from this box is the magician and the assistant. So you will be needing your assistant in some of your magic acts, but not this one. Now I have a picture wherein I have a magician and her assistant in the cage. So the magician and his assistant in the cage, a girl in the cage. Now as you turn this, you'll find a magical reading here, which is Chu Mantra. So as you read, you ask your audience to read this. So when you turn, the girl now turns into a lion. So friends, let's understand how this is done. ये जो मेरे पास कार्ड है, इसमें एक magician, half magician, cage और एक lady है. Now as you'll see, you'll notice that this one card that has two sides of half body magicians. So there's one half magician is here and the same half is here also. So we have a cardboard cut in between which shows one side there's a lady in the cage and the other side has a lion. So what you have to do is, पहले आपने इसे इस तरह दिखाना है and most important, you have to place your finger here so that the flap should not run like this. So you have to place your finger here, your index finger or your thumb, however you're comfortable at. Now you have to show that I have to show the card, the magician. I have the magician and his assistant, lady in the cage. Now as you turn, you have to remove your finger here and the flip will happen automatically. See, I'll show you from this angle. As you turn, the flip will happen automatically. Now जब आप इसे turn करेंगे, you will ask the audience to read the magical words. So what is happening here is that when the audience is reading, you are now placing your thumb on the overturned flap of the lion in the cage. So you are placing it with the thumb. So जैसे ही वो audience read करेगी, So आप इसे overturn करिए and say, okay, the lady is now turned into a lion. Again, don't forget that you have to place your thumb here. Enjoy. Friends, our next magic is the melting coin. So I'm filling this small glass with some water, and I need to borrow from the audience one coin and a handkerchief. So what I'm doing is I'm holding this coin through this handkerchief, and I'm gonna drop this coin into this glass of water, and some magic will happen. So as I drop this coin into this glass of water right here, 1, 2 and 3. So you hear the drop, just 1, 2 and 3. See, the coin melts into the water. So friends, आइए जानते हैं ये होता कैसे है. So you'll see that the objects supplied to you are one small glass and a small round shaped glass. So this is exactly the size of a coin. So all you have to do is when you ask for a coin from the audience, आपने इस glass को अपने हाथ में palm रखना है, यहाँ पर इस तरह, आपने पहले से ही अपने हाथ में रखना है. Then when you ask the coin from the audience, you place it on your table, then fill this glass with some water, and you ask for a handkerchief. Now the coin and the handkerchief. Now I'm already holding the glass here. See. So as I cover this coin from this handkerchief, what I'm doing is I'm holding the round glass instead of the coin through the handkerchief. See, I cover it, and all I'm holding is the glass here. Now the coin is here, I actually palm it, and here is the round glass. Now as I move towards the glass, you can even get it done from the audience member. You hand over the coin to the audience member. You say, okay, you have to drop it, this coin, into this glass of water through the handkerchief. So as they come near the glass and they drop the coin, everybody will hear the drop. Now you can remove the glass and reveal that, see, the coin has actually melted, whereas the round glass is still inside and the real coin is in your hand. So you have to take out that coin. All you have to do is you have to tap it a couple of times on your palm and you will get the glass. But that's a secret, you don't have to do it in front of anyone. Enjoy. So moving on to our next magic, which is the obedient magic ball. I'm not sure how many of you are obedient to your parents or teachers, but this ball is surely obedient to me. Now this is a normal ball through which string is passed. Now it's a free fall of the ball, but I have a special magic words for this ball. I can control the movement of this ball the way I want. See, I can control the fall. Okay, ball, fall, fall, stop, fall, stop, fall, stop, fall, stop, fall, fall, stop, fall, fall, stop, fall, stop, ball, fall, stop, fall, stop, fall. Now, see, obedient ball. Okay, let's understand how this works. Now, there's nothing special, no special movements. All you have to do is, this is actually a free fall. The ball is falling freely for sure. Now, when you have to control it, you just have to sync your stop word when you say and the movement of your hands. So all you are doing is, I'm just pulling the strings when I want to stop the ball. See, the string is loose and it falls. Now, when I pull it, it will stop. See, I pull it from both ends, it stops. Now all I have to sync is, whenever the ball, I'm about to stop the ball, I'll say stop. Move, stop. Move, stop. Move. So when you have to say move, you just have to loosen the string, it will fall. Move, move, move. And when you have to stop it, pull the string and say stop simultaneously. Move, stop. Move, stop. Move, stop. So this is what you have to practice the sync. the words, what you're saying when you're saying the stop and when you're pulling the strings. That is as simple as that. Enjoy. Friends, our next magic is the currency magic. I have this US bill with me, which I'm going to place it in my hand, and you will see that this is follow my commands. As I move it closer towards you, it starts to fold on its. So friends, let's learn how this is done. You'll notice that the currency supplied to you is not a real one, of course, but it is attached to a small safety pin, and this string goes through this currency note in a special pattern. So what happens is you have to just place this safety pin on your loop of your trouser or jeans or somewhere at the back of the t-shirt, and you're ready to perform. Now you have to place the currency note in your hand. Now the string is at the back. Now when you place it on your hand, it should go in between these two fingers. So as you place the currency in between the fingers, string is going right through here, through the safety pin here. So string is going here, through the safety pin here. Now as you bring this currency note forward, so this string will pull the currency note in a special design format, in a pre-folded design way, and so it pulls the currency note in that pattern and it's get folded on its own. So all you have to do is you have to just take care of the string. It's very delicate, and the placement of the safety pin. That's it. Enjoy. So friends, our next magic we are about to learn is a very interesting one. It's a small saucer plate and an egg. I have a small saucer plate and an egg here. I'm covering it with another plate, and as I enchant my magic words 1, 2 and 3, this egg will turn into a hen. तो आइए फ्रेंड्स सीखते हैं ये हुआ कैसे. The props supplied to you are a small saucer plate, egg, and there's not one but actually 2 more saucer plates. So you'll see that there's an egg. Now there's one egg and the saucer plate with the hen. You'll see that this is hollow from behind. So all you have to do is you have to place this hen in this saucer plate from the top first, and you have to keep it ready somewhere. Then you show the empty saucer plate and the egg. So place it here. You say, okay, I have an egg, and I have an egg here. Then the saucer plate with the hollow end, you have to place your hands like this. You have to tip your hands like so. If you keep it this way, so one can see that there's another saucer plate here. So you have to hold it like this. So this way it will appear as if you're holding the cover. So you say, okay, I have an egg here. You cover it this way. So when you're covering it, make sure the egg goes in between the hollow part. You place the egg between the hollow part, and you are ready. You just enchant your magic words, and this time pull only the top cover, leaving the hollow and the hen back. So it appears as if the hen appears from the egg. Egg turns into the hen. Enjoy. Then the next act is a card act. I have a card with me, 10 of clubs. Now the magic is, as I wave it in the air, you'll see that it will shrink its size, 1, and I wave it again, and finally vanishes and turns into a zebra image. So friends, let's learn the secret of the diminishing card. It's a special card supplied to you with a special printing at the back. So what you have to do is you have to pre-fold this card in 2 ways. That's 1 and 2. So you have to keep it, you have to fold it first, then open it, and you have to hold it this way. So when you are waving it, so you fold it while waving. Say that's the first move, I fold it like, so while waving it, I folded it. That's my first move. I say, okay, the card gets smaller. Then again I wave it, that's my second move. You have to hold it this way, the folded side is there. And then when you wave, that's my second move. And my third move is, while waving, I turn it. Turns into a zebra image. So it appears as if, see, one by one, card diminishes, smaller, and vanishes. So with a bit of practice you will be able to get it through. Enjoy. Friends, our next magic from the box is the cylinder magic. Now I'm filling this cylinder, small cylinder, with some water. Now as I place this cylinder upside down on my hand, I'm covering this with my hand now and I'm doing it, placing it upside down. Now as I enchant some of my magic words, abracadabra, 1, 2, 3, gili gili choo. Now as I remove my hand, the bottom hand, you expect the water to fall out, right? Now it won't. See, 1, 2 and 3. You think I have placed something wrong is here? See, the water is still here. So friends, let's learn the secret of water not falling out of the cylinder. Now you'll see that the cylinder supplied to you has a special glass cover inside. There's a special glass cover inside. See, that fits automatically onto the mouth of this glass. Now this sound, the movement of the glass inside will not be there when the water is inside. So you have to fill the cylinder with water first, and then you say okay, now I'm gonna place this. Place my hand on the cylinder and kind of placing it upside down. As you do it upside down, you also have to shake the cylinder a bit. You will feel the glass coming down from bottom to top. So when you feel the glass has covered the mouth of that cylinder, you say, okay, I'm going to remove my hand now. 1, 2, and 3. You show that the water is not falling. Magic, and then you turn it. When you turn it, just push the glass from your index finger and show the water. Enjoy. Friends, the next magic act we're going to learn is one of my favorites, and I have some plain strips of paper with me. So I'm going to place them together. And as I place them together and enchant my magic words 1, 2, and 3, you will see that all these turns into let's learn how paper turns into dollars. You are supplied with some dollar prints, with some plain papers, and a MasterCard, which is one side you have dollars and this side you have plain. So this is a cardboard sheet that's specially designed at the size of a dollar. Now you have to, suppose we are turning papers into dollar prints. So you have to place the dollar prints in the dollar print side like this, and you have to keep it face towards you. So this way I'm placing my index finger here and I'm folding it here and controlling it with my thumb here. Now you have to show the plain strips of paper like this. Now remember, I have my index finger on the dollar folded portion. So I show the plain strips of paper, and as I fan them out, now I collect them together, and as I place them together, I push this index finger, I close this part, and I turn it and I open, fan out the dollars part. So it appears as if the papers are turned into dollars, whereas the plain papers are still here in the cardboard side. So with a little bit of practice and the way you handle these the plain papers and the dollars print, and also you have to act very fast. So do only when you are done with a lot of practice, and this is a very, very good effect. Enjoy it. Friends, our next magic is with these two matchsticks. Now I'm going to show some of my psychic powers to you. Now as I apply some of my powers, you'll see that these two matchsticks starts to repel from each other and will keep on repelling. Time to learn. No psychic powers. It's just that these two matchsticks are connected through a rubber tube at the end. So the ends of the matchsticks is inserted in the rubber tube and folded this way. Then you cover it with your index finger and the thumb. So as you control the pressure from here, you release it from both the ends, and as if you are putting in your psychic powers, and you maintain a balance both sides, and you control the repelling movement from both sides and push as if you are pushing it really hard. Your mind efforts, and then it stops and say, so friends, one more magic with this matchstick. What you can do is you are supplied with two cards. So I'm placing this one of the matchsticks on one of the cards, and as I apply some air as I fan this matchstick from the other card, you will see that it starts to levitate in the air. See, and it's actually in the air. See, I'll just prove it with the card beneath. Comes down here. Just learn the secret. So, two cards are supplied. One of them is a special card. Now, one of them is a normal card. You will see that one of the two cards has wires behind it. You will feel the wires. So, it's also a double card. So, it's more thick. The other one is a normal card. So, you will feel the wires. So, when you present the two cards, you show the two cards, and you place the normal card on the table. Take the matchstick. Now hold the special card the way I'm holding it. See, I'm resting it on my index finger on the center. I'm holding it with my thumb and my middle finger, and I'm resting my index finger beneath the card like this in the center. Now as I place this matchstick on the center just above my index finger. Now as I fan with the other one, I start to take this index finger down and I push it from both sides. So what happens is that the wires on the back become taut, and see, it appears as if the matchstick is levitating in the air. See, it's actually resting on the wires. So when I push the card beneath, make sure when you push the card beneath, make sure you're not touching the wires. It's going through, and so you push the index finger, get back, jump, and show. So when moving on to the next magic, I have a card that's 5 of spades with me. Now the magic is, as I wave it in the air, you will see that this turns into a match box. Let's learn how this is done. So the matchbox is specially designed. You will see that there's a card attached to it in front, and there's a matchbox at the back. So when you show the card, you can even place this card among the normal pack of cards. So you take out this card, it will appear as if you have taken the card out from a normal pack. So you show the card like this in front, and it's on the very same principle wherein we learned the diminution of the card when we folded it in 3 parts in a bowl. Okay, so you show the card, 5 of spades, and when you start waving it, you have to fold the bottom flap first. Here goes 1, here goes 2, place your thumb here and show that it's turned into a magic box. So you have to do it very quickly when you're waving it, okay? Show the card, 5 of spades, okay, then 1, 2, your flap turns and show the magic box. Both sides, okay. But you have to cover it with your index finger or your thumb, else it will flap out. Enjoy. Friends, our next magic is with the all-time comedy legend, the Charlie Chaplin. So I have a picture of Charlie Chaplin on this card. Now my magic is that I can call the spirit of Charlie Chaplin right into this card. Don't believe? Watch. So as I point towards this picture and as I direct on this picture, the neck of the Charlie Chaplin will levitate as per my finger command. And it can even come back as I direct it to me. So friends, let's understand the working. Now, there's no spirit calling or anything. That's just to create the hype. Now the picture has a special thread loop, a small thread loop right from here to here in the back. So there's also a controller here. There's a small piece of cardboard here that's placed on that thread here. So as I place my finger, index finger, on this cardboard piece, and I show it from here. So as I pull this down, so you will see the loop, through the loop, the neck begins to come up as I push this down. But you have to pull it only in the black line. The loop is, there are two holes, 1 and 2. So there's a loop of thread. So as you push this cardboard up, further up, and the neck comes back. So it's all, you can control it with the other finger direction, up, down, as many times as you want, and you can even create a small story of your choice. So it's about controlling the thread from this cardboard piece from the back. So another 1 and 2. Enjoy. Friends, our next act is an environmental friendly magic. I have a cigarette with me here and an empty case. Don't worry, I'm not smoking it. Now, cigarette smoking is not good for health as well as for environment, so we have to minimize, we have to diminish the use of cigarette as much as we can, since it's not good for health as well as for environment. So I push this cigarette inside this tube, cover it with its cap, and chant some magic words, 1, 2, 3. And as I said, we have to minimize the use. You will see that I truly made this cigarette diminish. So let's come to the secret part. Now you're supplied with this case and a special key. So this key actually, you have to push it inside, and so this key gets the bigger cigarette out from this case. So there's one smaller cigarette and one bigger one. So you have to, for the preparation, you have to keep this small cigarette inside. Since it's a hollow one, you have to keep this inside, and you have to cover it with a thumb. Show I have a cigarette with me and an empty case. So you push the cigarette inside, say it's not good for health. You have to minimize the use of the cigarette, push it in, it automatically gets locked. Cover it with the cap and chant your magic words, 1, 2, 3. And since the bigger one is locked, the smaller one will come out and say, okay, you have magically diminished the cigarette. Whereas you can again take it out from the key. Enjoy. So friends, with the next magic act, you can actually welcome your special guest on stage, your special invitee or anyone you like. You can call someone on stage and then you present a flower to them after experiencing the fragrance, and just when your special invitee is about to hold the flower from your hand, you turn it into a garland and you put it on them. Welcome. Now let's learn the secret. Now there's a flower, it's attached, the top of the flower and the bottom of the flower is attached to a string. Two ends are attached to a string, and the stem of the flower, it goes in and goes. So you are actually holding the whole of the garland into a flower through the stem. So I'm holding the stem, as well as now I keep, just when I'm about to turn it into a garland, I hold the string, I release the stem and I push it. So it opens up into a garland. It's very simple. Once you see it, you just have to see where the string is and you have to hold the stem. So release the stem, there's a pin, there's a stopper on the stem, take it out and you're ready to perform. Hold the stem, and just when you are about to turn, you want to turn the rose into a garland, release the stem, hold the string, push, and it turns into a garland. Friends, our next magic is a card magic. So I have these 3 cards with me, 6, 7 and king. So one of them is a picture card, which is king of clubs, of course. So I'm placing the other 2 cards in this empty envelope here, and I'm pushing this picture card with the other 2 cards here inside. Now, the picture card here is the most magical, the most notorious. You know, if I direct that picture card to come out, it will come out on its own. See, 1, 2, and 3. Here comes the picture card, and here are the 2 other cards, and that's the empty envelope. Here's the explanation. You are supplied with an empty envelope, 3 cards, the picture card, normal. The other 2 cards are specially designed. They have a rubber band string. They are connected through a rubber band string. Now, when I first presented these 3 cards, it was in this way. So I hid that rubber band string with the top card here, and I said, okay, I have 3 cards, 6, 7, and king. So one of them is a picture card. As I said this, I take out that picture card, cover it with my other hands, and I showed this empty envelope. And this time when I push these 2 cards, the rubber band string is on top. It's on top. So the plain side goes in and the rubber band string is on top. The connection is on top. This way. And you keep it face towards yourself. And you show the picture card. Now the picture card has to face the audience, and when you push it in. So it has to face the audience when you push it in. And when you push this in, push it in between those 2 cards on that rubber band. On that rubber band between those 2 cards. So what happens is, this will create a friction. It will not easily get in. So you have to push it a bit, and you have to control it with your thumb here. So as you push it in, press it and show like it's a normal, as if it's normally placed inside. 3 cards are normally inside. Then I'm holding it with my pressure. I'm applying some pressure with the thumb. As you say, okay, you are directing the card to come out. When you say, okay, card come out, you can even release it immediately. The card will pops out on its own. See. So as I release, and here comes the picture card, and cover the rubber bands. Say normal 2 cards. Enjoy. The friends, our next magic is based on science and a very interesting one. Now I have a hook with me. Now you have to place this hook, you have to balance this hook on the tip of your index finger without any support. This is my support hand, and I'm removing it. See, again, I place it, falls. Place it, falls. Looks impossible. Let's go extreme. Now, I'm adding some weight onto it. I've attached a belt, my belt on it, the hook, and now I'm placing it on the tip of my finger. Now if I remove my support hand, what will happen? It should fall more speedily. The weight is added, it should fall more speedily because of gravity, right? Now in magic, it won't. See, 1, 2, and 3. See. I'm sure you want to learn this one. Okay, now this is based on the balancing principle. The hook is designed this way that if you balance it without any weight or anything, so it will definitely fall down. Anything will. So when the weight is added, now the balance, it's designed this way that you will feel it when you will place it on your index finger, that the balance is somehow, it's actually transferred on your index finger. You'll feel the weight, you'll feel the balance. So it's designed that way. An amazing magic, visual magic to perform. Looks unbelievably impossible, and it's it's a delight to perform and to watch. I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Okay, now I'm gonna read your minds with my next magic. I have an envelope and 3 cards that has pictures of the most common objects used by every magician. Magic wand, playing cards, and his hat. Now, you have to select any one of these 3 objects in your mind and don't tell me. Okay, I do it with you. You have to select it in your mind now. Don't tell me now. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm placing these 3 cards right here, and I'm gonna pass some magical pass to it. Now, as I blow on this envelope, I touch here 1, 2, 3. The magic is done, already done on your selected card that no one knows. The magic is already done. Now can you please tell me what was the selection?
Playing cards.
Playing cards. Okay. Hat was not your selection. Wand was not your selection. Cards was your selection. And it has a writing at the back that your choice is this. Okay, it's time to learn how to read minds. Now friends, it's based on a very simple principle. 3 objects, 3 questions, 3 answers. Now we have wand, we have playing cards, we have hat. Now suppose your audience selects, see, it's all about how you present it. You have to present it in a way that it should look wow. Every magic trick that you perform, your presentation, your handling of that prop is very important. You have to be confident, then you have to present it good. So suppose your audience selects cards. Now I show the back that it's written, your choice is this. Now this is question number 1 and the answer number 1. Suppose if audience say, okay, I select wand, then you don't have to show the back of the cards. You don't have to show the back of the cards in case of the wand. You say, okay, you blow on this envelope beforehand when you have touched the envelope. So you say, okay, now open the envelope and I have a very special magical prediction here. So when you will open the envelope, you will find that there's only one card inside that envelope that reads your choice is magic wand. So that's answer number 2. And suppose if your audience selects hat, so there's no card, no wand. You don't have to open the envelope. You don't have to show the back of the card as well. So in case of hat, so you say, okay, there's the hat, you turn the envelope, there's the image of the 3 things, the wand, the cards and the hat. So there's only a tick mark on the hat. So the selection, you selected the hat, there's a tick mark. So in case they select wand, you open the envelope. If they select cards, you turn the cards. And if in case they select the hat, you show the envelope. This is how it is presented confidently, and you can blow the minds of people. Thank you. Friends, our next magic is an amazing visual treat. It's a very nicely crafted magic. On these cardboard sheets, I have some golden, amazing flowers. As I pass my magic to it, you can see that the colors of these flowers will change into multicolor flowers, and again you come back to golden flowers again. So you can repeat it as many times as you want. Amazing and visually. Let's learn how this is done. So see, it's all about how you handle. I said it in some of my previous hacks as well. You have to handle your props very well. This is a very delicate one, and the more precautions you take while handling it, the more, for more time you will be able to perform it. So see, it has so you open it this way. You have to open the card from this way, and then you keep on taking it up. And so this is the one side where the golden flowers comes out, and that's the other side. As you close this side, the first flap, second flap will open from here, and it is a self mechanism and it will operate on its own. So as you touch, you close the first flap, you touch it, you don't have to open it. See, it will open on its own. You just have to touch this part here. You close it, the other one will open on its own. See. So you just have to make the closure movement. Now the flower is here. I cannot close it here. I'll close back. You just have to make the closing move. See. So opening move is it's done on its own. So you close, the next open happen on its own. See. And when you are done with the performance, you can do it a couple of times with your snap. You can sync it with your snap, and when you have to close it, handle it very carefully. Place your hand here, rest one of the cards here, the bottom card, rest the bottom card on your palm, and then close it very carefully. Handle it carefully, and it will give you a good effect every time. Friends, the next act is a card magic. It is a very cleverly designed series of cards that has only one colored card, King of Hearts. Now the magic is that you can challenge your audience to pick the King of Hearts. So it's a free challenge that they can remember the position of King of Hearts. Done? I turn it and you just have to pick the King of Hearts position. I guess it was this, and when you turn it, it's not. So it's very cleverly designed, and let's know the secret. The secret to this trick is very simple. It's cleverly designed printing, which is different on the front and different at the back. It's reverse at the back actually. So no matter what the audience do, no matter how hard they keep thinking and they keep that position in their mind, they'll never be able to catch the King of Hearts. Because here it appears in the center, but here when they place the pin or their hand in the center, they'll never be able to catch it. So no matter what they do, they'll never be able to catch King of Hearts. Friends, our next magic from this box is the rope magic. Now there are plenty of magic that you can do with a piece of rope. मैं आपको यहाँ पर कुछ मैजिक सिखा दूँगा, and there's also I'll be releasing some of my videos later teaching the rope, especially the rope magic. मैं आपको एक दो I'm going to teach now. So there's one magic that through which you can actually dissolve the knots of the rope. See, you blow and the knot gets dissolved. And let's learn how this is done. So see. The positioning of the hand is very important. First you have to hold both the ends of the rope together, and now it's forming a loop. So you hold the loop with your other end like this. Then you have to clip. These two ropes. You have to clip these two ropes like this, and you have to make the loop fall on this. You don't have to release these ends now. So then you have to push these two ropes in this loop here, and then you hold only the ends, leave everything else. Then just pull the ends apart, and the end knot will dissolve. Let's do it one more time. One, keep it this way, clip up, ends through it, hold the ends, leave everything else, hold them apart, pull them apart, and the knot will dissolve. So friends, another magic with the rope. Now I'm taking the center of the rope and cutting the center of the rope, and I'm cutting the rope into two pieces. Now here's two pieces of the rope. Now watch. I push it in, and 1, 2, and 3. See, the rope is still restored, and it's 1. So friends, let's learn how this cut and restored rope is done. So when you're showing the rope first hand, before that you have to cut a piece of similar colored rope, and you have to keep it in your hand in a looped position like this. You have to keep it in your hand already. Now you show a normal rope like this. You turn it, take the center, and you keep it in your hand like this. Then you reach in to your fist and take out that piece of loop that you have kept it separate. The real rope is here, so this is here, and this is the separate loop that you have already placed. Now it looks as if it's one piece of rope from here as well as from the front. So you've cut this rope from the center, everybody will believe that you have actually cut this rope into 2 pieces. So when you're done, you just enchant your magic words, push these 2 pieces, separate pieces. Now this is perfectly fine. You push this back in from the front, you push this in. Now cover it with your hand, enchant some magic words, then keep those pieces with you in your hand, pull this rope and show that the rope is still unharmed and it's in one piece. Friends, our next magic is with this soft drink bottle. So I'm blocking the mouth of this bottle with my hand and I'm turning it upside down on my hand. Now, as I remove this hand, I guess the liquid should fall out, right? But magically it won't. See, 1, 2 and 3. You'll see that the liquid is not falling out of this bottle. And adding to the effect, I am pushing this matchstick right inside this bottle. So you will see that there is nothing blocking the mouth of this bottle. See, matchstick goes in and still the liquid is not falling out from the bottle. I turn it upside down and so let's learn the secret of the liquid not falling out of the soft drink bottle. Okay, now you are supplied with a small plastic cap that has a small hole in the center. So when you are showing the soft drink bottle, you are holding the cap in your other hand. Show the soft drink bottle. Just when you are about to cover the bottle, you are actually placing the cap on the bottle with your other hand. So when you say, okay, I am covering the mouth of this bottle, whereas you have placed the cap here already. See, you have placed it. So when you turn it on your hand, then you move your hand. So this hole allows the climax part. You can push the matchsticks through it. This hole. So this will give a double effect, as if the liquid is not falling out, but matchsticks are still going in. So that happened because of this small hole here. So it's very easy. Cover it here. You turn it and then you remove your hand, then push the matchsticks in. So with this hole. So you just have to handle this cap in your hand. That's it. Enjoy. So friends, the next magic in the series is a puzzle. It's called a horse puzzle. Now, I have 3 cards with me, 2 horses and 2 jockeys. 2 jockeys and 2 horses. Now the challenge is you have to place these 3 cards in such a way that it should look as if these 2 jockeys are running these 2 horses. Sounds simple, most difficult actually. So I think as from my experience, that the one who knows the secret can only do this. So who doesn't know the secret can actually spend the whole night, but he cannot make these 2 jockeys sit on these 2 running horses. So you have to place these 3 cards in such a way that it should look that these 2 jockeys are running the 2 horses. Why don't you try it for yourself? Okay, so the secret lies that logically, if you want to make this jockey sit on the horse, everybody will place the jockey like this, vertically. But no, the secret is, first you have to position the 2 horses. Looks like very lazy horses, aren't they? So you have to place these 2 lazy horses together on their back. So one is face up, one is face down. So you place these 2 cards with 2 lazy horses on their back. That's step 1. Now the third card, you don't have to place it this way. You have to place it this way. So it looks now as if 2 jockeys are running 2 horses. So the head of one horse and becomes the So the leg of the other horse and head of one horse becomes one horse and with the jockey, and the head of other horse and the leg of the other horse becomes the other horse with one jockey. So you place it this way, it appears as if these two jockeys are running two horses. Simple. See, one card here and other two here. So only that person can perform most of the secret. So friends, hope you have enjoyed this magic box, and I'm sure that with a due course of time, and with a lot of practice, you will definitely become a good magician. But one thing, do take care of your audience and don't take them for granted, and because that's for them you are actually performing the show. And you can connect with me on my Facebook page, that's Magician Rahul Kharbanda, Instagram on illusionist Rahul Kharbanda, and also on my website, that www.magicianrahul.com. So you can get updates on magic and magic products, which I'm going to introduce soon. I also have a magic app on Google Play Store, Android Google Play Store, which is Magic for All. That's the app. You can also do some magic with your Android phone. You'll also find a link of that magic app in your box. So do also download it, and you can give good reviews if you like that app. I'll also be introducing some new apps very soon, and you can get updates from www.magicianrahul.com.